Europe is shifting dramatically, a global wave of sympathy for Palestine and a reversal of the Israeli narrative. A recent report by the Guardian newspaper, prepared by John Henley, reveals a seismic shift in the European landscape, with Israel's popularity plummeting to historic lows, while sympathy for Palestine is on an unprecedented rise. A YouGov poll confirms that Europe is no longer silent, but has resoundingly sided with truth and justice. Western media lifts the veil. Western media has long been a silent ally of Israel, overlooking its crimes and downplaying the atrocities of the occupation. But today, the veil is falling. The scandals of ethnic cleansing, the brutal siege, the starvation of civilians, and the bombing of hospitals and schools can no longer be justified. Major media outlets have begun to report the bitter truth and expose the falsity of the Israeli narrative they have long promoted. From the BBC to Le Monde, from Diet Site to Espanol, reports are exposing Israeli war crimes with unprecedented boldness. Journalists themselves are rising up against misinformation, and public opinion no longer accepts the cover-up of Palestinian blood. The street is imposing its will, and governments are faltering. It is no longer enough for millions to take to the streets in Berlin, Paris, London, and Rome chanting "Free Palestine." Popular pressure has forced governments to act. Ireland, Spain, and Norway have recognized the state of Palestine, and the European Union is threatening to impose sanctions on Israel. Even the Netherlands, a traditional ally of the occupying entity, is considering revising its agreements with it. Israel, which for decades has practiced impunity, now finds itself in the global dock. Public opinion no longer sees anything but a brutal occupation and a defenseless people being exterminated daily under the world's noses and eyes. History is being written, and Palestine is winning. In the past, Israel controlled the narrative, but today the tide has shifted. The people are rejecting lies, the media is beginning to convey the full picture, and politicians are no longer able to ignore the cries of conscience. Palestine is writing a new chapter in its struggle, not only with blood, but with the word of truth that has finally triumphed. The world no longer sees it as merely a victim, but rather as a cause of freedom awaiting inevitable victory. Palestine and freedom is coming.